How about that? Hi, my name's Peter. I like motorcycles and motorcycle camping. I'm getting ready to do the Idaho BDR next week, so I'm just doing some prep for my motorcycle. I'm also up to 4,700 kilometers on my Royal Enfield Himalayan 450, so it's time for the 5,000 kilometer service. So I'm going to do that. The 5,000 kilometer service, if you look at your manual, is mostly just inspections and lubricating a few points. So I'm not going to show you all the things that I'm doing, but I just wanted to let you know what's up. So I ranted a little bit about this 5,000 kilometer service when I did my, I think it was 7 things that I didn't know about the Himalayan, which and one of them actually was the service, because I thought the service was 10,000 kilometers. And then when I bought the bike, the dealer said it's 5,000 kilometers. And then I looked at it online, it said 5,000 kilometers, so fair enough. But if you look in the actual manual that comes with the bike, it doesn't show a 5,000 kilometer service. I don't know where this came from. I have to guess there's 2 possibilities. The most benign possibility is that Royal Enfield really wanted the Himalayan 450 to be reliable in the North American market. So they added an extra service so that dealers could double check things, and halfway through every service interval it goes to the dealer if you're paying the dealer to do that, and just means that they're going to establish a more reliable relationship. The less positive idea could be it's got something to do with giving dealers a little bit of extra income because of all the extra services. And this service would cost, it's over $500 because they're charging over $200 an hour at my local dealer, and it's a 2.5 hour service. And again, you look at all the things that are inspected and lubricated, I don't know what they're doing for 2.5 hours. But I'm not going to rant about this. People didn't like me ranting before. So let's just get on with it. I've been to the Gold River Rally. So I've just done about 1,000 kilometers of pretty hard off-road. And there's quite a few things that happen when you're riding hard off-road, and I want to make sure that the bike is totally ready to do another hard off-road adventure. So I'm going to change the oil as well. One of the things that some people have mentioned that is a deal breaker for the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 is that the air filter, which needs to be inspected, is under the tank. And so you have to remove the tank. And I'm going to there's quite a few better videos on how to remove the tank. I'm going to do it now and see for myself how challenging it is. There are lots of other bikes where the air filter is under the tank. In the Africa Twin, you had to remove these plastic panels, which have these stupid little push pins, and it was a pain in the ass to do. On my BMW, I have to take off the side panels too. So this isn't the only bike that's designed with not easy access to a part that needs to be serviced regularly. Anyways, so taking this off is not a big deal. I'm going to replace the air filter with an upgraded air filter. This is the DNA performance filter. That is a reusable filter. So instead of replacing the air filter with another air filter that has to be replaced, it's a paper filter element. This one is a better quality filter, but also requires more service. And I also got this service kit because this is an oiled filter. And so I'll have to take off the tank and do that filter cleaning when I get back. First step is going to be to remove the seat. Okay, so here's the interesting thing. There's 5 bolts here, and I don't know. This is different than the video that I saw online. I think I've seen them where they just remove this bolt, this cross bolt. What's happening? Oh, I see. Yeah. That's not good enough. That means there's 5 10mm bolts to remove. I can do it with 3. I don't have to do these other 2. Okay, so 3 10mm bolts to remove. Now we're getting to the tricky part. Here's what they tell me. Lift this up. That's one little 2x4 in there. Slide it back a little bit. Yeah, okay, so you can I get a little more lift in there? Okay, yeah, 2 2x4s. See that yellow dot? That's where the fuel line disconnects. That's pretty straightforward. Okay, so there's my 2 breather hoses. Okay, so let's just see if I can work those off with my fingers. There's one. I just wiggle that off. That's one. And that's 2. Second one came off easier. There's a thick one and a thin one. So it's really hard to get them mixed up. This yellow button disconnects the fuel hose. It's not as easy as I had hoped, but so far so good. Which direction does it go? Oh, I see. Oh yeah, it's coming towards me. This is why I brought a little screwdriver to help me. I always find these little clips and press things are harder to deal with than you expect. Okay, so I'm pressing it on that side, I'm pressing it on that side, and I'm sliding back towards me, and that came off really easily. So, really helpful to use this little screwdriver to press on the inside. Oh, and it's dripping gas. That's just some extra gas from the fuel line. That's going down, but it's not great. Gotta get a cloth. I'm dripping gas out of there. Right, and that's the the part that's supposed to be going down. Okay, so anyways, that's 1, 2, 3. There's something else. Oh yeah, there's this. This is the so this has got a little clip. Again, is it 2-sided or 1-sided? And I don't know. That's pretty easy to press in. Oh yeah, one side, just on this side. Comes right off. Okay, so that's that. Okay. And there's one more on the other side, and then it should all come out. On this side, right here, that is the fuel sensor, and that's got a little clip right there. Again, the little screwdriver would be helpful. You see these two lines, the blue and the black, and then just above it, I need 2 hands for this. Press and pull from the top, and that comes right out. That should do it. Put this a little bit out of the way. There we go. It's better to do that with less gas in the tank. That's it. I don't know how long that's taken me. Not very long. There's a lot of more difficult things that I've done. So right here, this plug, that's the official auxiliary plug. The hard part is done. Now I just have to remove the cover. And I'll see how much after that a lot of dusty days in Gold River, see what the air filter looks like. It's warming up. Had a little accident, dropped my microphone in the bushes, and had to climb down and retrieve it. Okay, so I'm going to open up. Yeah, this is tight. Open up the air filter top. There we go. Air filter is off. And the air filter pops out. Air filter pops out. It doesn't look terrible to me. I think the instructions were to inspect, and I probably wouldn't have felt like I needed to replace it. The DNA Performance Stage 2 airbox cover is designed to replace the stock plastic air cover. Combined with the DNA high performance filter, it will increase airflow, filtering efficiency, power, torque, and throttle response. So, yes, that is this cover that has a hole in it, so it breathes better. No, it does not seem to have a top and a bottom. Right, okay, so it's oiled. Tucks in there, right? Tucks right in there. You feel it slide on firmly. This can't go wrong because it's not, the 3 holes can only line up in one way. Like this, it says race use only. I think my goal on this bike is over the next little while, couple of years, I'm going to try out various upgrades. So I might put on the fuel performance kit. I think the suggestions from the last video, I said I'm having a bit of an issue because I'm not riding fast enough in second gear when I'm going on a steep uphill off-road. So our larger rear sprocket will change the gear ratio a little bit. And Hitchcock sells a chain and sprocket that I can do that with. So that's something that I can do. All right, so air filter, clean and done. Now it's time to put the tank back on. Okay, so get this out of the way. So I don't want to go too far on that, right? I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to lift this up as high as we can. Okay, so like that. Alright, like that. Okay. So let's do this in reverse order. Fuel gauge connector, snap in. Okay. Alright, it's going to have to come down a bit. I mean, this is good. I can see that. Snap, that's in. Fuel, snap, that's in. Okay, now I'm going to lower it a little bit. Now I've got to do these last 2 breather hoses and tighten it all up. Job done. Breather hoses, I can see them. Okay, so that one is on. Could go on further. Get a little bit of better grip when I lean back. Okay, so that is up to the top. And that one. Okay, it's not hard. Okay, I'm going to take out one of these. That one's harder to get in because there's a bit of more of a stretch. So a little bit less height in there. And then I got less of a stretch. I can still see what I'm doing. Okay, so that is on. And I just need to make sure it's gone up. Whatever that does, I don't want it to come loose. Both of those are on securely. I can take this piece of wood out. Okay, let's stand up to do that. Okay, take this piece of wood out. Slide that forward. Still not in place. Right. You'll know it's in place when you can put these bolts line up. Perfect. Okay, so that's it. Don't forget that I undid a couple of these bolts too, which were not necessary. The other major thing to do is the chain. I did the chain yesterday. I tightened it, I oiled it, I cleaned it, I did all that. Now there's going to be some other things, lubricating the pivot points on the brake levers, lubricating the pivot points on the kickstand. There's a list, okay, but mostly it's inspect and make sure. So that's a really good, that's most of the 5,000 kilometer service. I'll do the rest. And so if you're in North America and you go buy the PDF version of the manual, then you're going to do something like this on a 5,000 kilometer service. Let's clean this up a little bit and let's start that bike up and see what it sounds like with the new air filter cover. It's got a bit throatier sound to it. Okay. Let's not piss off the neighbors. Here's the test run on the sound from the new air filter. You only hear it really when the engine's under strain and you're cranking it, right? Like at idle, it's pretty much, at idle it sounds pretty similar to the standard, but we'll see what happens when I crank it and going up a hill. Okay, check out this sound on this. Just makes you want to ride like a hooligan. If you like this kind of content, I know it's not as polished as some people, but I've got my Himalayan 450. I'm going to continue doing work on it, so stick around, subscribe to the channel. I'll put up a playlist of other Himalayan 450 work that I've done, modifications, and I'd love to have you join us on this journey as I explore the motorcycle world in my retirement. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down, unsubscribe. I'm having a lot of fun.